Hey guys, welcome back to Baddie and a Book. My name is Gabby and today we have a book haul. But this time it's going to be all book of the month books that I have thrifted. Now hear me out. So you can either spend, the $10 a month plus the $15 for each additional book or $10 for each additional book or whatever the price is, or you can check on places like Facebook Marketplace, eBay for people who are selling their book of the month books that they don't want. Or you can even find them in Goodwill, because I did find some in Goodwill. So that's what we're getting into today. I wanted to rapidly collect a bunch of book of the month books because I love the way that they look on bookshelves, and also like you're in better hands with buying books from book of the month because they do research on the type of books that they want to sell. The 5 books that they select every single month, they apparently do a lot of research according to all of the ads that we see on almost every single book of the month on almost every single booktuber's, like at least one video a month for these booktubers is a sponsorship from Book of the Month. Now, this is not sponsored by Book of the Month by any means. Y'all can sponsor me at a later time, but this is not sponsored by Book of the Month. These are just the books that I was able to find $10 or less. A lot of them I bought in bundles. So Facebook Marketplace, the best way that you can save money on buying a bulk of books, as you know, is to buy them in bulk from the same seller, to negotiate prices, because with Facebook Marketplace specifically, that is a place where you can negotiate prices. eBay you can sometimes, but Facebook Marketplace is where I can think a majority of these books from coming from, along with some from Goodwill. I've been seeing Book of the Month books pop up in Goodwills more recently, but like over like the last year, it was very hard to find even Book of the Month books in Goodwills because people are wanting to get their money back, so they're selling them on Facebook Marketplace or eBay. So let's go ahead and jump right into this video. The first book that I picked up is called The Wife Upstairs by Rachel Hawkins. Now this was a book of the month, December 2020. So this is from December of 2020. I've heard really, really good things about this book. She also wrote the one that has the yellow cover, which I will put right here of what I'm referring to. That's also a book of the month pick. I don't have that one, and I've also heard not the greatest things about that one, but I have heard really good things about this one. And this one was a Facebook Marketplace purchase, and the book was still in brand new condition. So I was really happy about this one. The next book that I picked up was actually something that I found from Goodwill, which I was so excited that I found this at Goodwill. Like, I was hyped. I didn't care what the book was about, what trope it was, what genre it was. I was like, you know what, I'm buying it, especially for $2. So this one is Love and Other Disasters by Anita Kelly. This one is a January 2022 book of the month edition, and the fact that it is so new, I mean, look at the price. Look at that price, $2. I know that this is a romance involving 2 women, so I'm really excited about that. I believe this actually might be my first FF romance, which I believe is what is referred to now, FF romance. So I'm really excited about this one. I've heard really good things about it. It was briefly talked about on BookTube, like very briefly, but I have heard really good things about it. The next book that I had to pick up from Miss Nicole Yoon is Instructions for Dancing. I love this cover edition. I absolutely love it. It's Nicole Yoon. I already own everything, so I thought this one would be a perfect one to add to my collection. And of course, it's Book of the Month edition, so I can display this on my bookshelf with the other Book of the Month editions that I have. This one was from June of 2021, and it's still in immaculate condition. The next book that I picked up is a May 2019 book of the month, and it is How Not to Die Alone by Richard Roper. This one is a book, I believe, surrounding loneliness, and I was really surprised to see this one in as a book of the month pick, only because a few months ago I actually saw this book in Dollar Tree and I was very surprised, not the book of the month edition, just the regular paperback version of this book, but I was very surprised to see it. So then you know what that means, that the Dollar Tree also gets like a random supply of books, because I saw a Dollar Tree with a bunch of these in there. But I'm really excited to read this one. I love the orange cover with the yellow emblem, and again, this one was another one that was in perfect condition. This book that I picked up is called Marlena by Julia Bunton. I have no idea what this book is about, but I was able to snag this edition for $5. I ordered this book along with another one off of Facebook Marketplace. I did some research, which I highly recommend. If you're going to negotiate price points, do your research to see if you're actually saving money. And so I paid $10 for the other one and then $5 for this one. So I paid $15 for both of them. And this one was a March 2017 Book of the Month pick. The next book that I picked up is a April 2019 Book of the Month pick, and this one is called Beyond the Point by Claire Gibson. This one, for one, is a thickie. This one is either surrounding 9/11 or it is just surrounding or takes place around the time of 9/11, which I thought was an interesting premise. I did not realize how thick it was. It did not look this thick in the pictures online, but yeah, still in perfect condition and looks amazing on my shelf. The next book that I picked up is a April 2020 Book of the Month pick, and this one is called The Library of Legends by Janie Chang. This book is absolutely stunning. Definitely a cover buy. Also, the fact that it takes place in China I thought was an interesting thing, because I don't have too many books that take place outside of the US, so I wanted to get more literature that takes place in other places like China, Japan, India, what have you. So I thought that this would be an interesting read to put on my shelf. This one was another one that was $1.99, so this was a steal. $2, easy $2 spent, and the book is in perfect condition. The next book that I picked up is a March 2021 Book of the Month pick, and this one is called What's Mine and Yours by Naima Coster. This one follows, or this book actually takes place in North Carolina. It is a book that follows race and talks heavily about race. And the other thing that I really loved about this cover, so you see like the cover here, can you see that they're like actually people, their faces, which I thought was so interesting. So again, this one was another one that was in perfect condition. I purchased it off of somebody from Facebook Marketplace, and I'm really excited to pick up this book. The next book that I picked up, I actually picked up from a Goodwill. This one was a little more expensive than the $1, $2 range, but this is a thriller. This one was a April 2021 book pick, and this one is called The Hunting Wives by May Cobb. I've heard really, really good things about this one. This one was another one that was in perfect condition. I did end up paying $5 for this one, but I was really happy. This was a steal. This was absolutely a steal. Next book that I picked up is called Perfect Little World by Kevin Wilson. Now this one is a February 2017 Book of the Month pick, and I just love the orange here. I have no idea what this book really is about. I just saw that it was at $2, so all of the books that were Book of the Month there that were $2, I just ended up picking up anyways. So this one was a little bit in more rough condition than some of the others, but it still looks really good on my shelf, and I'm not really complaining about that. So this one is called Dear Edward by Anne Napolitano. I've seen this one all over BookTube as well. This one follows a young boy by the name of Edward who boards a plane that is going to LA, I believe, and the plane crashes and he is the only survivor of that plane crash. I thought that was an interesting premise. I do have a few other books that have or involve planes falling in the plot of the story, but not quite one like this. So I thought this would be an interesting pickup as well. This one was another one. I couldn't get all of the sticker off, but this one was another Goodwill find for the $2 price range, which I was happy about. The next book that I picked up is called Necessary People by Anna Petoniak. Now this one is a May 2019 Book of the Month pick, and this one came a little bit more of a rough condition, but this one has best friends, or like the friends trope, but it also has mystery or thriller-y vibes. This one was another Goodwill pickup, and I don't really know anything more about this book, but yeah, this is the book. Another thriller that I picked up here, this one is An Anonymous Girl by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen. This one is a thriller. It's really the only thing I know about it. I stood away from looking at the synopsis of this book because with thrillers, I believe it's best to go in completely blindly. I just have heard mention of this book quite a bit from BookTube, and it's giving The Wife Upstairs vibes. The Wife Upstairs was another book that was also written by these two authors as well, so I'm really excited to have this one as a second book from those two authors on my shelf. This next book, this one wasn't a book of the, or this isn't a book of the month edition, but I wanted to include it because this is also displayed on my shelf, on that portion of my shelf. This one is called The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. This one is a BookTok favorite, and I will end up probably reading this here soon with it being spooky season. This one is heavily high up there on my TBR to read. I've heard nothing but amazing things about this book, and I've heard that the plot twists in this one are absolutely amazing, so I will be picking up this one soon. The next book that I picked up is called One to Watch by Kate Stayman London. This one, I don't know a whole lot about it. I believe this is a romance book, but this one was another one that I picked up from Facebook Marketplace online. This is a June 2020 Book of the Month pick, and I was really excited to pick this one up. I kind of do want to go into this one blind. I haven't heard a whole lot about this book. I have seen it pop up here and there on BookTube, but I haven't heard a whole lot about it, which I'm happy about because I don't want to be spoiled. But this book, beautiful cover, I absolutely love it. She's holding a ring, so I'm assuming that there is some sort of maybe engagement, fiance, potentially. I'm not too sure, but I was really happy to pick this one up. The next two books, one is a non-book of the month pick, but they kind of go together, so I thought I would show them both together in this haul. And this one was a July 2019 book pick for book of the month. These two books are by Catherine Center. The first one is Things You Save in a Fire, and then How to Walk Away. Both of these covers are absolutely stunning. I love the blue and I love the red. They just look so pretty on my shelf. Even though this one is not a book of the month pick or book of the month edition, I do still store these two together on my bookshelf since they are by the same author and they are the same size. The next book that I picked up is called The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. I had to get this one. Perfect condition. This one was a December 2016 pick, and it is still in really, really, really good condition, and I've heard nothing but great things about Nicola Yoon's writing, so I'm really excited about this one. The next book that I picked up is called This Close to Okay by Lisa Cross Smith. Now this one is a romance book. This one was a pick from December of 2020, and this one follows a therapist who finds the love interest. The first encounter that they come across or meet each other is he is standing on the end of a bridge ready to jump, and so it follows their story, it follows their love story. I don't think that he knows in the beginning, just based on the synopsis, I don't think that he knows that she is a therapist. I think that is one of the things that are brought to the surface towards the end. It's like a conflict of some sort somewhere in the book, because it seems like she doesn't want him to know that that is technically her job. But I'm really excited to pick this one up. This one was another Facebook Marketplace pickup, and this one is in perfect condition, so I'm happy about that. Now, the last two books that I picked up, I'm really excited about these two. Not only did I find these in perfect condition, I also was able to get two of the three books. I will probably end up either buying the third book directly from Book of the Month. Maybe it will have to end up being, if I end up subscribing to Book of the Month, it will probably end up being like one of the extras, so I can get the book that is available that month, and then between the five that are chosen to be selected, and then the third book of this series and the book that I would add would be an add-on to my book. So that was so extra and so all over the place, but you get what I'm saying, because these books have all already been released. But I got the two Helen Huang books, The Bride Test and The Heart Principle, both of these in really good condition, both of these raved about on BookTok and BookTube, both of these everywhere, both of them looking absolutely fabulous on my shelf, and I am really excited to pick these ones up. I've heard that you can read these out of order, but they are novels in the same series, if that makes sense. All of these are romance books. I'm really, really excited about them. The covers, like, look at her. Look, like that. Oh, so stunning. I am in love, and I'm so excited to have these on my shelf and to be able to pick these up sometime soon. I probably will end up picking these ones up in like the springtime. These are giving spring vibes, but the Heart Principle, the Pride Test was something that was a selection in May of 2019, and then the Heart Principle was a selection from August of 2021. So those are the two picks, which I am so excited about. Those are all of the books that I picked up thrifted secondhand that are specifically book of the month. I got some really good steals, which I'm so excited about. And then the most surface level, but the most satisfying thing about having all of these book of the month editions is that I literally have a section on my bookshelf that looks like every other booktuber's bookshelf, and it has a highlighted book of the month section. Like, are you a booktuber if you don't have a book of the month section? Like, really, like, realistically. So I feel like an official booktuber. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you did like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe down below. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one, hopefully in a less chaotic way, because that was kind of chaotic. All right, bye-bye.